Vain and Hello Dandy, but a new name in the lineup, West Tip, a rising star, ridden by another rising star in his first ride in the race, Richard Dunwoody.
And that's it. They're under orders and they're away. And Imperial Black is one of the first to show from Roman Bistro. Then on the outside is Musso. Just in behind Musso is Greasepaint, Imperial Black. And as they race down towards Beeches, Rupertino joins Imperial Black. On the outside, Roman Bistro. Then comes Musso, then Greasepaint. And as they run down across the Melling Road towards John Hanmer's sector, it's Rupertino, Imperial Black, and Musso on the outside. Over to you, John.
One of the leaders too, and so is Musso. And a bad mistake there by Never Tamper and by Duty. And the faller of the first, Talon, Bashful Lad, Solihull Sport. And as they jump the second, the Hello Dandy has gone. And as they go to the third, it's Duty on the outside from Glenn Fox, Musso, then Classified, then Roman Bistro, West Tip. And a faller there was Crozer, and Northern Bay has fallen, and Shady Deal has fallen, and as they jump the fourth, over to Julian Wilson.
Dandy, in fact, unseated his rider, but Duty leads coming down towards the one before Beeches. Glenn Fox there. Towards the inside is Roman Bistro. Towards the centre is Classified with Greasepaint in a perfect position. Musso also in a good position. All the leaders over that one. In fact, practically everything seems to be over it as the leaders run down to Beeches. Cumby, in fact, the faller at the back. And the leader down to Beeches is Duty. Duty coming to Beeches and over it. Duty calls a cab. Glenn Fox over in second. Then Roman Bistro, and all the leaders are over. Art Cloud makes a bad mistake. There's a faller at the back. Tackroy is down. Hill of Slane is down. But the rest of them over and over the following fence, the seventh fence, with Duty the leader from Glenn Fox in second, then Roman Bistro. Behind that is Corbiere in fourth, then Musso and Imperial Black and Greasepaint, then Captain Parkhurst and Royal Appointment and Rupertino as they jump the canal turn. Duty over from Glenn Fox and Roman Bistro, then Corbiere. Musso made a mistake there. Greasepaint jumps it well on the outside of Imperial Black. Just behind those, behind the leaders is Rupertino, then Musso and Royal Appointment and Captain Parkhill as they jump that one. Just behind those is Last Suspect and Scott Lane. But up front, it's still Duty from Glenn Fox, Corbiere, Roman Bistro, Imperial Black as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And still the leader is Duty from Glenn Fox, then Roman Bistro, Imperial Black, Corbiere going easily on the inside, then comes Rupertino, Greasepaint going smoothly, then Captain Parkhill, and going to the 12th fence, it's Duty in the lead from Glenn Fox, Imperial Black, then Roman Bistro and Corbiere and Rupertino. Just behind them comes Greasepaint, then Captain Parkhill, Scott Lane who made a mistake, Musso who made a mistake, then Last Suspect, West Tip, three-quarters of the way down the field, but where he wants to be by the look of it as they go across the Melling Road with Duty in the lead from Glenn Fox, Imperial Black, Rupertino, Corbiere, then Raymond Bistro, Greasepaint, then Scott Lane, Last Suspect, and West Tip and Musso, and Royal Appointment, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, it's Duty and Tony Mullins having his first ride in the National. Well clear at the moment as he comes down towards the next. Duty clear of Imperial Black and Rupertino. Then Corbiere on the inside, Glenn Fox on the outer, Roman Bistro is next, and behind them come Greasepaint and then Scott Lane. And behind Scott Lane is Royal Appointment as they come to jump this one. Duty lands in the lead from Imperial Black and Rupertino and Glenn Fox. Another plain one before the chair. Duty in the lead. Rupertino, Imperial Black, Glenn Fox and Corbiere. Then comes Greasepaint, and just in behind them, West Tip. And now they're making towards the chair with Duty clear of Rupertino, Corbiere, Imperial Black, West Tip. Behind West Tip is Glenn Fox close. Over the chair, Duty lands in the lead. And a very bad mistake there by Captain Parkhill. He's almost unseated his rider. He looks as though he's getting back, though, as Duty comes to the water in the lead by 4 lengths. Duty jumps it from Rupertino. West Tip jumps it third, Corbiere 4. Then comes Last Suspect and Imperial Black and Glen Fox, and then Greasepaint on the inside of Royal Appointment. Just in behind them come Broomy Bank, who's making ground. Behind Broomy Bank is Scott Lane. They're running down now towards the Melling Road on the final circuit. Doody in the lead from Rupertino. West Tip on the outside. Corbiere on the inner. Then comes Greasepaint, Imperial Black, and Last Suspect. And with that order, over to John Hanmer.
And the next is the 17th, and Doody out in the centre of the course is in the lead, pressed by West Tip. Last Suspect going right up to them as well, but Doody now at the 17th. And he only just got over it. Last Suspect, West Tip, Rupertino and Corbiere all close up, so is Greasepaint. And behind them come Glen Fox, who's lost ground, then Royal Appointment. Doody at the 18th, and he's having another long look at it, but he's just over it. But he's losing the lead to West Tip, Corbiere and Rupertino. Then comes Last Suspect, and this is the 19th, the open ditch. Corbiere on the inside with West Tip, and West Tip jumped it much the better. Roman Bistro's refused. Doody, the leaders, down, and as they go to the 20th, it's West Tip, Rupertino, Corbiere, Last Suspect, and Greasepaint, and Musso's pulled up, Glen Fox has pulled up, and come by and over to Julian Wilson.
And a mistake there by Greasepaint, but up front it's Rupertino, West Tip on the inside, Corbiere going really well towards the outside. Last Suspect, Mr. Snugfit's getting closer now as they come to the one before Beeches. Rupertino over from on the inside, Corbiere towards the outside is West Tip, then Greasepaint. Greasepaint's rider looks over his shoulder to see Last Suspect behind him. Royal Appointment fell at that one as they come down to Beeches for the second time. And the field led by West Tip on the outside of Rupertino and Corbiere. Corbiere and West Tip together, and West Tip makes a mistake and is down. West Tip is down. That leads Corbiere in front. Drumloggan's been pulled up at the back, but Corbiere leads now from Rupertino. Last Suspect in third. Greasepaint is fourth. As they jump the 23rd, immigrates a faller at Beeches. And over the 23rd is Rupertino from Corbiere. Last Suspect in third, then Greasepaint fourth. Scott Lane's fifth. Behind that is Mr. Snugfit. Behind Mr. Snugfit is Classified and Glen Fox as they jump the canal turn. And over it, Rupertino, Corbiere, Last Suspect, Greasepaint. Behind Greasepaint is Scott Lane and Mr. Snugfit. Behind that is Classified. Behind Classified is Glen Fox and Imperial Black, and then a long gap back to Captain Parkhill and Fettered Friend. But up front, Tobatelli has refused at the back. Forloon is a faller at the back, but up front it's Corbiere now from Last Suspect, Rupertino, Greasepaint as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Corbiere in the lead from Rupertino, Last Suspect, Greasepaint, Mr. Snugfit, Scott Lane. And then comes Classified, and this is the last ditch, 4 from home. And Corbiere over in the lead, a mistake by Rupertino, but Last Suspect's in second place. Then Rupertino being passed by Greasepaint, then comes Mr. Snugfit, Classified, and then comes Scott Lane. This is the third last. And Corbiere over in the lead from Last Suspect, who made a mistake, then Greasepaint. And then comes Mr. Snugfit improving, then Rupertino and Classified, and Scott Lane and Glen Fox, and a long way back is Imperial Black, and then Captain Parkhill. But going across the Melling Road with 2 to jump, it's Corbiere from Greasepaint, then Mr. Snugfit, Last Suspect, Rupertino, Classified, and Scott Lane, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
And just 2 fences left to jump in the 85 National, and it's Corbiere who's clear at the moment of Greasepaint. Then comes Mr. Snugfit, then Rupertino, and then Classified, who's trying to close on this quartet as they race down towards the second last fence now. Peter Scudamore on Corbiere, being pressed by Mr. Snugfit. Under pressure is Greasepaint, then comes Last Suspect, and then Classified still making progress. At the second last fence now, Corbiere with his white face challenged by Mr. Snugfit, who takes it up. And it's Mr. Snugfit and Phil Tuck who've taken it up now from Corbiere. Greasepaint is next, followed by Last Suspect, and then comes Classified at the last fence in the National. Mr. Snugfit for the North jumps it in the lead from Corbiere, jumps it second, Greasepaint third. Last Suspect 4, Classified 5, racing towards the elbow, and Mr. Snugfit is clear of Corbiere, Greasepaint, Last Suspect and Classified. Inside the final 1 furlong and 50 yards now as they reach the elbow. Mr. Snugfit being challenged again by Corbiere. It's Mr. Snugfit from Corbiere and Last Suspect putting in a tremendous run towards the stand side. It's Mr. Snugfit from Last Suspect. Last Suspect is beginning to get up on the near side, and Last Suspect has won it. Last Suspect's the winner. Mr. Snugfit second, Corbiere third,
largely unconsidered 50-1 outsider Last Suspect won, the third Grand National success for Tim Forster, following Well To Do. And Ben Nevis, Huell Davis on board, Mr. Snugfit second, 12-1. Corbiere third at 9-1, with Greasepaint placed yet again at 13-2. Joint favourite, the other joint favourite was West Tip, disputing the lead when falling at Beechers. Well, the trainer, Captain Tim Forster, and owner and Duchess of Westminster weren't especially keen to run Last Suspect in the National, and jockey Huell Davis had a big part to play in the horse taking his chance.